Good evening, good to have your company. Velocity Racing League's V8 Supercar Championship. This is the 12th round now, 12th round of the V8 Supercars Championship. The first thing I want to address is the timing tower. It's a little bit different to 2 weeks ago. So the font's different on the tower up here, or the timer up here, and there's no brand logos, and that's because my Assetto Corsa drive managed to blow itself up, pretty much. A couple of weeks ago, so haven't gotten the chance to fix that up. Ryan Snooks is off the road. We're in qualifying at the moment. This is qualifying number 1. You may notice, hopefully the liveries are all okay, but a couple might not be. To wait and see. There goes Max Spivey well off and into the wall at turn number 4. So crazy qualifying session at the moment. It's Meredith, Costello, Mello, Super, Dendulk, and then Walker, Caldwell, Williams, Spivey, Liccardo, Childs, Timpley, Seta, Kelly, Callister, Oates, Snooks, Turner, Smith, Laws, Refalo, and Nicholas Gregg. So a lot of cars I don't think have actually set laps at the moment. Say hello in chat. Good to see you all for tonight's race. 2 races, actually. So the first one is at... Please all check it. Yeah, New Zealand's under lockdown at the moment as well, aren't they? So good luck to all of you guys. 0.042 is the margin at the top of the timing tower between Refalo and Costello. Rainer Costello, you can see his car there, the RJC Racing Nissan. More Nissans to go at the front, it seems. His teammate was here last weekend, Jamie Walker, and he's here again. He hasn't popped up on the tower yet. I'm sure he will. No, he is there, 13th, never mind. As things start to shake out properly. 7.5 minutes left in this session. It's a 12-minute session, and our races tonight are of 18 laps and 42 laps, and that's going to get underway in about half an hour or so. Good to see you there, Matt. His car off, that's Craig Laws, and he is sinking into the ground. That is not good. I think there might be a couple of lag issues. Hopefully it all manages to work out alright by the time we get to the race. See how it turns out. But Pukekohe Park, this is the second track in a row that... Oh, there's Matt Caldwell off the road, and he's had a coming together with Jack Meredith, has he? It seems that way. Meredith just stopping there. He's going to re-enter a bit safer. So a lot of qualifying incidents to kick this one off. Jack Meredith 210 ping, that's not good. Thank you Hide and Seek for following, or subscribing I should say. I don't think my stream bot has picked it up. There's a lot of carnage going on down at this chicane. So Craig Laws, there was Lee Childs off the road, Gus Super is down there, Matt Caldwell is still around and trying to get going again. There's 2 cars waiting to get going. What on earth is happening in this qualifying session down at the chicane? We should probably just keep an eye on that. Nicholas Gregg, we'll focus on the timings just quickly. Nicholas Gregg currently leads the way. 104.119. Now he's really picked up in pace the last couple of races. And Refalo is not far behind at all, 0.009 of a second, with Costello also extremely close. So it's going to be a bit of a 3-way battle, it seems. And then Riley Smith sits in 4th. Chris Refalo does actually pit Nicholas Gregg. It looks a little bit... Oh, hang on 1 second. Yes?
What's the go if we have hardware issues?
If it's a hardware problem, you can leave the server, you can rejoin and keep going.
Because my wheel's playing up and I'm getting a really bad freeze coming through the last sector. And I haven't been able to do a representative lap.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got 4 and a bit minutes.
Cool.
If Caleb speaks to you, just let me know that both can be okay.
Yeah. I'm going to try lowering my graphics then, because I don't know what the hell's going on.
Alright, good luck to you. So, there goes Chris Refalo flying into the pit lane. This is a bit of a dodgy pit lane as well. You can see how much you have to slow down for it. Work your way around this corner. He's actually hit the fence. So his car's not quite at optimal at the moment. Refalo, then Costello, here's his car, RJC Racing. Donnelly has had a... no, he's gone back to pits. So, Refalo, Costello, Greg, Smith, Meredith, Mello, Visaru, Caldwell, Spivey, and Donnelly. Max Spivey up in 9th, I've just noticed, so well done to him. Child's in 11th as well. So here comes Nicholas Gregg up through the last couple of corners, right on top of the curb, and down the main straight now. What will his time be? Not faster. That's what his time will be. Have a look at who's improving. Here's Gus Super in that gorgeous Rockstar car, purple. Dendulk's up into 5th. So all of a sudden Mello's gone purple as well. And so has Callister out of 15th position. Gus Super remains 13th fastest at the moment. Here's Jack Callister as he comes down into this chicane at turn number 5. Costello pips Refalo for the fastest lap. So he's on provisional pole. I need to get my turn numbers up. There we go. This is turn 9. There you go. And Callister goes straight to the pit lane. So he's purple sector 1 and then seemed to throw it away in the second. And decides to just come in. So the track really gripping up now. Here's Riley Smith we're watching now in 4th position. He's got a car ahead of him of Lee Childs, the bright green, I want to say highlighter car. Like, that's just screaming for sponsorship from... Who makes the highlighters? I can't remember. Faber-Castell. Watch Nick Mello. Yeah. Down into the chicane. There's a lot of people looking to go fast now. Refalo is purple. Nicholas Gregg was... oh, sorry, Riley Smith was. Here's Nick Mello. Coming up towards turn number 8, the hairpin. 11 corners on this track, so not many. It's quite similar to Sandown in that it's around a horse racing track, and also you have to deal with a lot of these, quite a few of these fast on edge corners. Reminiscent of 6 and 7. Mello up to 4th, and car's going a lot faster. We're going to watch Chris Refalo, who has decided to give up this lap, I think. And he's just going to give it another crack afterwards. Nicholas Gregg is a lot faster, and he looks to be going for it. Joshua Hill up into 6th place. Leaps up a fair few positions. Murdock all the way up into 5th. He was barely on the screen, and he's up into 5th position. And... you can see how much faster everyone's going. Visaru's gone purple out of P10. Coming up through towards the line now, Nicholas Gregg. He's gone about at 0.13 seconds faster, but he'll remain 3rd fastest. Lost a bit of time in that last sector compared to his competition of Costello and Refalo. So, might have a new pole. Oh, Nick Mello. Nick Mello all the way up into P1 now. 103.612 with only 14 seconds remaining. Visaru, who was going purple earlier, is only 6th fastest. Feels like everyone goes purple sector 1 and then ends up not anywhere near the front. So cars crossing the line now. Reina Costello is out of it. Meredith and... So Costello will end up second. Mello is on provisional pole position and a real chance for pole. We'll see how Chris Refalo does. Coming down into turn number 8 now. He's slower. He's slower in the second sector. There's Max Spivey off the road ahead of him. And Mello is faster still. 0.197 of a second faster. Up through 10 and 11. And off the road and into the grass, and Mello as well, barely hanging on to it, so Mello won't go faster. Refalo doesn't either, and it looks like Nick Mello is going to have pole position for this first race, the sprint race of the evening. So, because people are leaving, it's completely screwing up my timing tower, but we'll get the corrected results very shortly. Here we are, Nick Mello, Reina Costello, and then Chris Refalo, Nicholas Gregg, Jack Meredith, Chris Visaru, and then Joshua Hill, Nash Murdock, Riley Smith, Noah Dendulk in 10th position, then Jack Callister and Matt Caldwell, Max Spivey in 13th, Aaron Timberley had a pretty good qualifying session in 14th, and then it's Gus Super, Jamie Walker in 16th, Paddy Donnelly and Lee Childs, the teammates there, 17th and 18th. Cohen Turner is only 19th fastest, and it seems like Sandown as well. His form has fallen off a fair bit, actually. Dare I say it. Since he was battling up near the front at Perth and Sydney. Who else we got? We got Ronald Williams in 20th, and then Dane Liccardo. Justin Oates, Lachlan Setter, Ryan Snooks, Jared Kelly, and Craig Laws. That is the 26-car grid tonight. So a pretty good field, all in all. With Damien Woods and Nick Goonan not here at the moment. Who got a 3-place grid penalty for that? I think, yeah, Liccardo got a 3-place grid penalty, so he needs to be dropped down to 24th position, which I will do in a moment. As we get ready now for the next qualifying session, which will be brought to you live in just a moment. I should probably unmute my mic. Welcome back to V8 Supercars Velocity Racing League. This is Pukekohe qualifying session number 21. We've had a lot of them, haven't we? We're just about to get underway. We are 40 seconds away from the pit lane opening of this session. Nick Mello took pole in the last session. It's his first pole position in a long while. I can't remember the last time, actually, that he got pole. But good on him. And there you are. He is on the pace of Chris Refalo, Jack. So just... I know you'll watch this later. Love you. Good to have your company here. If you didn't catch the HQ race earlier, there's a fair bit of carnage going on in that. Pit lane a pretty decent show as the pit lane opens and we're away. You can catch up on that live stream afterwards here on the YouTube channel. The cars work their way out of the pit lane and you can see this big train of cars as they come down the back straight. Hopefully they will manage to stay out of each other's way. I have no idea why there isn't someone that waits until like there's a fair bit of clean air at the back. Who's that car that doesn't have a...
I mean, honestly though, if you found a loophole, fucking props.
That's Dane Liccardo that doesn't have a... Okay. Well, across goes Dane Liccardo and re-enters the circuit. So, already had our first incident. Look at how much clean air there's going to be behind though. Craig Laws, Riley Smith have the right idea because there is so much clear air for them to do their laps as Vasari crosses the line. So if you're not first, then you have this big train of cars ahead of you. We'll stay on board with Chris Vasari here as he leaps over the curbs and down through the first couple of chicanes. Hello, Vasari. Vasari. Yeah. Good to see you in chat. Excuse my tongue. Comes down into the hairpin. It seems a lot brighter on this side of the track than it does on the other side. I'm not really sure what that's about. But anyway, it'd be cool if the track temperature was different between those two sections of the track, but I don't think that's possible. Let's car off. That's Kelly on the side of the road there in a Nissan. I mean, it just works, doesn't it? Kelly in a Nissan. Visari now coming through, and you got a 105.3 that time. 104.8 is the fastest time at the moment from Costello as Visari ends up in the wall. Comes off the exit of the corner. Trying to stay out of everyone's way. So Costello leads from Meredith, Caldwell, Visari, then Childsden, Dulk, Spivey, Snooks, Williams and Liccardo are your top 10 as they've set their banker laps. There's a lot of cars still yet to complete a lap, it seems. Nicholas Gregg comes up and it's his full commitment through turns 10 and 11. Especially that rise at turn 10. As Nicholas Gregg, where will he go? Well, up to third position. And Chris Refalo takes provisional pole position. But Costello is going a lot faster by the tune of about 0.4 of a second. He's going to take it back. Yep. Costello, Refalo, Mello and Meredith and Greg. That's your top 5 at the moment. Jack Meredith really seems to be on the pace this weekend. Thus far, Max Spivey, fair way up. Joshua Hill up into third. The times aren't particularly representative in this first bit because the track is still yet to grip up properly. keep an eye on. See if there's any penalties that pop up. There goes Costello, he's off the road. Car number 44. Just trying to stay out of the way of everyone. So this is the tyre bundle. They can weave through it and then somehow still go faster, which completely defeats the point of having the tyre bundle. It's a bit silly, they need to be close together. Nick Mello coming down into turn number... Oh, that's the chicane. And look at how dark it is. It's really gloomy all of a sudden. Guys might be playing tricks on me because the light levels keep changing. It's driving me nuts, and it would be driving the drivers more nuts as well. That was a really well crafted sentence, wasn't it? Fazari. Yeah, I knew how it was pronounced. I just like... My tongue's feeling a bit lazy at the moment, I think. Here's Snooks, he's around. He's in the 7th position at the moment. That's interesting. But he is around at the moment. And this this is becoming quite a theme. The car's waiting at the end of the chicane for a safe place to come out after skipping it. Now, is Ryan Snooks going to move, or is he just going to sit there again? I'd hope he moves. It's definitely going to be off-putting for the drivers. There goes another one, Nick Goonan across the chicane and rejoins. Stream is blurring. Oh yeah, I'm dropping frames. I've dropped 1.6k frames. I don't know what's been going on with my internet recently. Hasn't been fantastic. Oh, car off and went straight into the side of the other one. And that was Liccardo and Costello there. They're not teammates. No. His teammate is Damon Woods, but I'm just going to say they were teammates. Yeah, so I've dropped about 30 seconds worth of frames, which is not a good thing at all. So hopefully that gets sorted out. There's your running order right now as Joshua Hill comes across the line. Does he go any faster? He does not. Refalo in the pit lane. You can see him move down, 4th position. Walker jumps up a fair few positions to 10th, now 11th, because Nash Murdock has gone up to 6th. Now Jack Callister is around at the infield at turn number 8 and trying to get going again, which he does eventually. As we'll see the gaps to one another. Look at how close it is between those front few. 0.089 and 0.091. First, second and third. Nick Goonan trying his best to get in. And racing tonight, so hopefully that all works out well. Jack Callister's had another off. He's had quite a few problems trying to get around this track. Gus Super has ended up 6th. On board with him now as he comes down to the chicane. There's a bit of traffic in front. Track really starting to grip up. 2.5 minutes to go in this session. You can get ready for race number 1 of the evening. Here's Gus Super around the last corner. Chris Rosario jumps all the way up into 4th position. Super can't go faster, but and Refalo only in 5th at the moment. But you will imagine, or you'd imagine, that would change. Oh, I haven't installed the sound mod, I've just realised either. So because my Assetto Corsa drive blew up, I'm on the old sounds. I am so sorry that this has happened to your ears. Maybe I'll quickly install the sound mod. Oh no, it's not up anymore. Oh man. Okay, I think it's alright now. There we are. So, Mello, Greg, Refalo, your top 3 at the moment. Refalo went a little bit faster, jumped ahead of a couple of cars. Caldwell all the way up in 5th right now, seems like. So, and Costello goes to pole. Provisionally. He's on debut tonight. Jack Callister's out of the qualifying session. That's interesting. And Chris Rosario as well. So 10 seconds to go here, and Costello is not going to be able to defend his... Oh, Dane Liccardo again. That's really going to get on his goat. He's not going to be able to challenge or defend his pole position much further by setting a faster lap. Mello has spun it on the way into the pit lane. Here comes Chris Refalo, leaping over the curbs. His purple sector 2 may have a chance at pole here, coming down to the line. Where will he end up? Pole, there we are, by 0.077 of a second. Nicholas Gregg jumps up into 3rd as well, and dethrones his teammate. So it'll be an all Project 4 second row, an all Nissan first row. And then Caldwell, Meredith, Smith, Murdock, Super, Donnelly, Walker, Snooks, Spivey, Oates, Timperley, and it's probably all because Josh Hill's left and Vasara as well. So it's all over. Let's get you some actual standings. Chris Refalo, Rainer Costello, then Nicholas Gregg, Nick Mello, Matt Caldwell, Jack Meredith, Chris Vasari, and then Riley Smith, Nash Murdock, Gus Super, Paddy Donnelly, Noah Dendulk, Joshua Hill, Jamie Walker, Ryan Snooks, Jack Callister, Max Spivey, Ronald Williams, Justin Oates, Aaron Timperley in 20th, and then it's Lee Childs, Dane Liccardo, Craig Laws, Lachlan Setter, Jared Kelly, and Nick Goonan. That is your 26 cars. Cohen Turner not in the session. That's interesting. I think we're ready to wrap up this. Well, the qualifying session is wrapped up. We're almost ready for the next.
Hey, sorry to annoy again, but do you know which race I'm serving my 3rd place group penalty?
Yeah, it's the first one.
Alright, cool. Also, I never got a response from
Welcome back. I installed the sound mod. I hope. So you should be able to hear them idling. We'll see.
Hey Spivey, I just want you to know that your car is being
Hopefully so,
appreciated
because
right
it's much better. We are about to get underway for race 1 of the evening. And Mr. Brumby 70 hates this track. That's Jack Callister, and he currently... Well, he'll start a fair way back, I think. At a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th row. 11th position. Ouch.
Yeah, Jack, I can hear you, mate.
1 minute to go. Nick Bello on pole position with Raina Costello in second alongside. And then it's Chris Refalo, Nicholas Gregg, Jack Meredith, and then Chris Visari. Joshua Hill is behind them with Nash Murdock and Riley Smith and Noah Dundalkin. That is your top 10 for this race. Just a quick check of the championship. People are getting creative with their Wes server images. Okay, that's actually funny. Chris Refalo currently leads the way in the championship by a long shot. He might be able to seal the championship. No, he won't seal the championship tonight. But the next race, he certainly can and just seal it up before Bathurst, which will be nice for him. Lights are coming on now as we get ready to go for race 20 of the championship. Even start, pretty even start. Costello's going to use the inside line to his advantage, and they're going to go side by side pretty much the whole way down the field, down into the first corner, the first series of corners, and Costello and Mello have made contact, and Costello is the loser out of that one. So Nicholas Gregg moves across, Mello in the grass, supers around on the exit of the corner and has caused a major pile-up in the middle of it all. Oh no, there's even more cars going around! That's Mello off the road, and Nicholas Gregg is off there as well. There goes Costello and Hill, and they all need to slow up because there's too much time being gained on the cars behind. Timperley is off. There's another car off down the back. That's Ryan Snooks. Joshua Hill leads this race, but I think he'll need to give it up because he's almost certainly taken that by taking the chicane. Costello and Hill run side by side. That could have very easily ended in disaster.
about it now.
They've decided not to call the safety car, which is interesting. There goes Hill, drops back a couple of positions. There goes Nicholas Gregg and Refalo running side by side. So is Visaru and Hill now. And that was a bit of contact between Gregg and Refalo, first and second in the championship. They end up side by side, coming down the back straightaway now. Nicholas Gregg pulls into the slipstream. You can see him right up behind. Perhaps looking for a move. Down here at the chicane at turn number 5.
Jack, was Hill ahead of you?
Lots of chaos and carnage at the start of this one, lap 2 of only an 18-lap race.
Yeah, still no safety car. The reason is because most of the cars kept moving. There was only one of them completely stopped, so...
Oh, there's another car around. That's Cohen Turner, and he needs to be careful re-entering the track because Jack Callister is right there to smack into him. I think these guys need a bit of patience. Here comes Costello across the line. He sits fast lap of the race, 105.407. Then it's Refalo, Gregg, Visaru, Murdock, Smith, Meredith, Caldwell, and then Hill, and Walker in 10th. Let's take a little bit of a breath after that one. That was an exciting start to that race as Walker looks up the inside of Hill and makes the move stick. Car number 21, 9th position. And you can see Caldwell and Meredith definitely within reach. Riley Smith has made his way up into 6th position. There is a car around almost that was Donnelly. I think he was looking up the inside of Mello, and he has lost out big time. A lot of cars going past him, including Childs, Callister and Spivey. And up behind him is Liccardo, Wades, Kelly, Turner, Super, and Timpley in 22nd position. As they come down the main straight once more. This will be the closest battle on track. Jack Callister right up behind Lee Childs for 13th position on the track. Oh, there's a car off in the... Yeah, that's Josh Hill. Off the road of the chicane again. That is proving treacherous. It even was treacherous in qualifying. Running wide in the background there was Dendulk and Mello are going side by side. Callister gets past Childs, but Childs has lost it, has he? Seems so. Down to 20th position for him. So he's got a fair way to catch back up. Now this is Mello and Dendulk. So obviously Dendulk got that place back. Over 10th position. Now it's also still not over at the front. Costello leads Refalo, who leads Greg. And only about 1.4 seconds separates all of them. 1.5 seconds. You can see Paddy Donnelly and Max Spivey making contact. Let's go to them. Looking around the outside down into turn number 5. Slight bump once more. Really slowing up. It gives Liccardo a chance to get in there as well. Perhaps a move on at the hairpin. Donnelly's past Spivey. For now. Yeah, Super pushing his way past Timpley. And a lot going on. Now, Riley Smith and Jack Meredith are going to be locked in a battle here, it seems. But there's more important stuff going on, because look at how close these three are. We'll keep an eye on what goes on there. With Riley Smith still ahead of Jack Meredith as well. Already a third of a way through this race. And a very quick one. It's a very short track as well. Wow. I think it's 2.9 kilometres, so it's not particularly short, but it's very quick. Looks like the sound mod did install. Honestly, my chair sounds like it's going to fall apart sometimes. So, yeah, come on, 16th position for him on the back of Callum Turner. We're watching the battle for the lead, 3 cars in it, and then it's 4.1 seconds back to Hisaru, and these guys are just in another class at the moment. 3 very quick drivers looking to wreak havoc on the series. It's going to be an amazing series next year, and I imagine we'd get quite a few more as well. So many cars are, or so many drivers that are super quick and going to be in contention. Caldwell has had an incident that is down at the hairpin, and he's dropping a fair few positions down in 14th. There goes Oates up the inside of Turner, but launching over the curb at the same time. So just making sure we keep an eye on what's going on back here as well, because there's a lot of championship stories to write. Turner BP VB car. VBP. Josh Hill off the road, is he? Yeah, well off and trying to rejoin. Oh, be careful. He might have damage. Might have some kind of suspension damage. What he has got is the windscreen wipers on, which isn't ideal. He's in VR as well. Turner and Childs now going mano a mano down into turn number 8. Give us channel points. Well, look, we got to stream more, okay? And then we might be able to actually get the affiliation. And then you get channel points, yeah. Jack Meredith's ping bar has gone through the roof. Oh, Turner off the road. Oh no, he's gone into the side of Lee Childs. He had his own moment and Lee Childs was just there and got collected up. Now, look at what that has done to this big group here. Timperley, super. Childs, Kelly and Liccardo. All super close to one another. Mello and Dundalka continuing their battle further up the field, 9th and 10th. Is there a move coming? Ronald Williams isn't actually on my timing tower, which is interesting. But presumably he's 18th. Yeah, he might have had a problem like skipping a sector point or something. Not sure. But that has to be fixed. God. Murdock and Visario swap places, and Visario's looking particularly quick at the moment, seems. There's a change for the lead. Refalo and Costello going side by side. Where's Costello? Oh, he went off the road. He went off the road down at the chicane. And has ended up still ahead of Refalo, which is probably the... Yeah, that seems about right. This is me assuming they weren't going side by side into the corner, mind you. Auckland set as the lapped car. He's got to get out of the way very quickly. As here comes the leaders, Costello, Refalo and Gregg, and lap traffic is going to start to be an issue very soon. There's Craig Laws ahead. A fair bit of damage to the front of his car. Nicholas Gregg is dropping off ever so slightly. And these lapped cars might be enough to extend that gap a bit more. But these two are going to be locked in an intriguing battle for sure. It'll likely continue next race as well. Costello has pole position. No, sorry, Refalo has pole position with Costello second for the next race. Laws gets out of the way. Refalo now looking around the outside of Costello, side by side through turn number 1, over the bumps and down into the heavy braking zone at turn 2 and 3. That's Refalo who makes a clean move and heads up into first position. Nicholas Gregg went across the chicane in the background there. But there's a new race leader and it's Chris Refalo. Now that won't be Randy Costello giving up, I don't imagine, for RJC Racing. His teammate at the moment is in 8th position, doing quite well for himself. 1.2 seconds off Jack Meredith. Jamie Walker, it's interesting, he always seems to be about midfield.
He's a lap down, and Childs, that is correct. Once you teleport back to pits, you can't get back. Ronald Williams, you can just be aware of blue flags.
Maybe he is genuinely a lap down, I'm not sure. There goes Refalo and Costello past Ryan Snooks, who was doing fairly well in qualifying from memory before, but yeah, hasn't gone too well this race for him. 5/10 of a second separate these two at the moment, and they're some of the closest on track. Let's go to some other cars that are even closer. Here's Riley Smith right up the back of Chris Vasari. He looked out of control coming down into the chicane, but luckily keeps it all straight and pointed in the right direction. Oh, what is this about? Oh, he's going for a move on the lapped car, I see. So, Vasari pulled out and looked not in control of the car at all. As Craig Laws dives through the pit lane. It is Refalo, Costello and Greg out front. Then it's Murdock and Vasari, Smith, Meredith, Dendor, Walker, Mello, Calster, Donnelly, Caldwell, Oates, Spivey, Timperley, Ricardo, and Super, Hill, Goonan, Kelly and Snooks. That's the 22 at the moment. There's a couple of cars. A couple of other cars that aren't on my timing tower at the moment. Cohen Turner is out of the race. So Lee Charles and Cohen Turner are retirements, I believe. They're our only ones. As this looks to be heading up to a good battle for 5th position. Might have a run on him coming down into the turn 8 hairpin. Can't do it. Sorry, goes defensive. And there's a big slide there for Jack Meredith, stealing the show in the middle of frame. Lap 15 of 18 has just clicked over. There's some lapped cars that they've got to get past ahead. It's such a short lap, and yeah, lapped cars can be a real issue. Here's Dane Liccardo, he's off the road. Apologies, he's just got a white livery. That should actually be something else, but as I said, corrupted hard drive can do that to you. Now Riley Smith and Chris Vasari, they're going to run side by side. So is, that's Murdock, I believe. Who's had a big wiggle coming into there. As Vasari's on the inside, Smith on the outside. They'll run side by side and not much will come of it again. Riley Smith just can't seem to put the move on. But to his credit, he's being patient, which is not a bad thing. Seems like all too often that drivers can just have a lunge and if you crash, then well. So Riley Smith's taking it a little bit more sensibly. He's got a new car, a new livery once more, sour cream and onion on his car. I've loved that. Has got to be my favourite thing about the liveries. It's not necessarily my favourite livery, but the favourite thing about the liveries this year, thing regarding liveries, is that that car keeps changing between flavours of Smith's chips. Look to be sliding into the corner there. Mello and Walker are trading positions. In the meantime, but we're focused on this battle. Meanwhile, just 0.4 of a second out front, so I'm keeping a close eye on that. 0.3 faster was Costello on Refalo that lap. So there's 2 to go. And this 75-point race might not be over. Alright, what I said about being patient, now you've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 overtaking opportunities or so to go. So you've got to take them where you can. Refalo and Costello, what happened there? Oh, Nicholas Gregg ran across the chicane. Right, and let's give that. Vasara and Smith going side by side again, and Riley Smith is finally going to get the move done. As he knows, Vasara's got the inside line as they come down towards the hairpin, and they bumped into one another, and Vasara is spinning across the grass and out into the weeds out there. Well, it's a shame that's not ended well. He's got to be careful about coming back on as well. Who got spooked by him there? That was Mello, who's now going to be vulnerable to Walker. Final lap of the race. Big group of cars coming down into the first series of corners. Super and the Cardo have had an incident as well, down in 19th and 20th. That's a car well off, that's Craig Lewis. Oh my goodness! Okay, Refalo's up the inside of Costello! Refalo's... No, sorry, hang on, Refalo's already leading the race, isn't he? Refalo and Costello got caught up in a fair bit of lap traffic right at the death there, but it's still going to be Chris Refalo who comes across the line and wins the first race of the evening. And that was a pretty crazy little finish there at turn number 8. So well done to those three, put on a good show tonight. Nash Murdock in the... Oh my god, there's so much purple just lighting on that car. Walker, is he going to get Mello on the line? No, he's not quite. 8th position for him. With Vasari not far behind either, as he just clatters into the wall. Max Spivey only 3 tenths behind Aaron Timperley, down in 16th and 15th, so a fair few cars getting very close at the end. Mello only 0.081 on... Oh no, hang on, is that right? I don't think that's right. Anyway. Yeah, that would be the margin between Mello and Walker, I'm sure. So less than a tenth of a second at the line. Still very entertaining first race. We've still got a second one to come. It'll be a longer one as well. That's coming up in about 5 minutes' time. So your final order is Chris Refalo, and then Rainer Costello. Nicholas Gregg in 3rd, Nash Murdock, and then Riley Smith, Jack Meredith, Nick Mello. Jamie Walker doing well in 8th, then Chris Rosario in 9th, Jack Callister in 10th after all of his woes. You can see the changes in positions there. Paddy Donnelly in 6th, and then Caldwell Oates. Oates just quietly up 8 positions. Where has that come from? Dendork, Timperley, Spivey. Hill didn't have a great race in 17th. Goonan up 10 positions to 18th. Started from the very back of the grid. So it's really up 8 positions. Still pretty impressive. Super Ricardo, Kelly, Snooks. That's the 22. And then behind them, it is no one apparently. Ronald Williams, Lachlan Setter, Craig Laws, Cohen Turner, and Lee Childs with 2 retirements at the ends there. I think it's top 24 get points for this one. So that is the end of race 1, and we'll get underway with the second race shortly. Well, race 2 is almost upon us for the Velocity Racing League V8 Supercars Championship at the Pukekohe Park Raceway. Gee, I'm good at this, aren't I? 3 minutes to go until we get underway. There is your front two. Chris Refalo on pole position, Costello second, Greg third, which is how the top three finished in the last race. Then it's Nick Mello and Matt Caldwell are your next cars with Jack Meredith. Visari and Smith, and then we go further back to Murdock. Gus Super doing very well up there. Donnelly and then Dendulk, Hill, and then it is Walker. And then you got Ryan Snooks, also pretty good qualifying from him, and Jack Callister. Then Max Spivey, Ronald Williams, Justin Oates, Aaron Timpley, Lee Childs, and then Dan Liccardo, Craig Laws, Lockie Senna, and Jared Kelly, and then we've got Nick Goonan, and then we've got my car. So that is your starting grid here for the 21st race of the championship. Now we've got only a couple to go. There's a car missing. Well, okay, hopefully they get in time. I think it's Riley. Go to a place where we can get a nice good view of this start. So we've got another race in 2 weeks' time at Newcastle. And then after that, it is the Bathurst 1000. You can still register for the Bathurst 1000. If you go to our Discord server, you can get involved there. Yeah, Newcastle's going to be fun in 2 weeks, isn't it? Jeez, you think about the carnage we had at Gold Coast. And, well, just the general decline in driving standards in the last couple of weeks. Then Newcastle is a bit of a recipe for disaster. It's going to be a 70-something lap race. How long? 76 laps. Jeez. Wait, for real, or...? No, they're in. Okay, good. I thought that Dan might not be able to get in, our safety car driver. He may well be needed tonight. If tonight's trends continue. But we've got 20 seconds to go. And here we go then, race 21 of the championship. It's Refalo on pole, Costello alongside, then it's Greg and then Mello. Lights are on and we are away. Refalo goes immediately to block off Costello's charge. They're about 5 wide in the middle, 4 or 5 wide, coming down through the first series of corners. It is Refalo who leads. They're not quite as bunched up at the front as they were before. There's quite a few cars that have skipped the chicane. There goes Callister, there goes Smith. Sorry, no, it's Meredith. Excuse me. And now down the back straight for the first time. Refalo, Costello, Greg, Mello, Caldwell, Murdock, Donnelly, Meredith, Smith. Look at this. Noah Dendulk is into the grass. We'll see how many people can make it around the chicane. Visari cuts across it, needs to be careful about getting back on. He was nearly in the side of Riley Smith there. And as they come down towards the hairpin, Noah Dendulk is still off the road down there and still bleeding positions because of it. Across the line for the first time of 42. So long race ahead. Oh, look at this group of cars. Timperley, Liccardo, Laws, Childs, Oates, are all in that. As there's a car dropping down the field. It's Chris Refalo who's dropping down the field in 6th position at the moment. Now he's right up the back of Murdock, gives him a slight tap. Could he find his way through? Off to the left, now dives down the right side into turn 8. And has he got it? He has. Oh no, he hasn't. Still side by side coming into turn number 9. This is brave stuff. Up through the sweepers, and he has got it this time, Chris Refalo. Back into 5th position, but he's dropped a load of positions and he's ended up... well, 105.052 is the lap by Nicholas Green, the fastest at the moment. He sits in 2nd. Costello leads the race at the moment, as this one will involve a little bit more strategy. Slightly longer race, so chance to redeem himself, but yeah, it's still not ideal. Now, what is that about? When I went to the onboard camera, it just got lighter all of a sudden. You all saw that, didn't you? Refalo looking at the Trust Performance Technologies car of Matt Caldwell. His teammate is down in 12th. Visaru swapping positions with Gus Super, which can, well, only end well between those two, I'm sure. 104.553 is the fast lap, Rona Costello, as they come down through the first turn. Wet into the grass was Refalo there on the exit of the corner. Tell you what, Nick Mello is getting right up near Nicholas Gregg, and they tend to race each other, those two, despite being from the same stable. Rona Costello pumps in another fastest lap. He's really taking advantage of this. So you're on board with Chris Refalo coming up through the chicane. Car off, Nash Murdock going across. Chicane has to wait. There goes Refalo on Caldwell. Makes the move stick, does he? Yes. So into 4th for him. Now he's got 5 seconds to make up on Mello, who's going to want to protect his teammate. Another fast lap for Costello, getting faster and faster. That must be about 4 in a row now. We're on lap 6 of 42. Jack Meredith. This is with Paddy Donnelly, who's doing a lot better this race, it seems. 7th position for him, and he's just been overtaken. So, as there goes Riley Smith around the outside of Josh Hill at the same time. Is this one going to be as successful as his stablemate? It is. Riley Smith into 8th. 1 second separates him and Paddy Donnelly. Now Meredith has had a bit of a moment down there at the hairpin. And Donnelly's, his car's squirming as well, so I've got very nervous cars at the moment as they come up and over the top of that crest. Still dropping frame rate. Good. Okay, well hopefully I'm still getting enough kilobits into YouTube and all the rest. The cup mornings seem to start to be racking up here. I only get 5 and it'll be fairly easy to run across one of these 2 chicanes. We can see... Oh, there's been an incident between Williams and Gus Super. Further back. 12th and 13th. They're running side by side. Let's watch this one. Jack Callister is right on the back as well. Callister, of course, 3rd in the championship, but not doing too well right now. Maybe he'll have better luck at Newcastle in 2 weeks, we'll see. Yep, a couple of big trains of cars, one behind Meredith, one behind Williams here, that you're watching right now. One behind Ricardo, a couple of cars. And the fellow's trying to work his way back up, so he's 2.9 seconds off Mello now, as Greg is starting to pull away from Mello too. Super for Limitless. With Williams just ahead. See that those other few cars swapping positions. Smith got ahead of Donnelly there. And now leads that train. Oh, his car routed, it's Nash Murdock. So is that, he needs to be careful about getting back on here. And does that come with contact with Josh Hill maybe? Someone in the middle of that group. Or he may well have done it all on his own, we're not sure. That car on the side of the road, or just my imagination? I'm not sure. Super is right on the back of Williams, and we're watching from Jack Callister, Rods Brand Racing. 11th, 12th and 13th, there's a fair bit of position swapping going on down further back. And the race is kind of settling into a rhythm. That being said, it's still red hot intense, because look at how many cars are within 1 second of each other. Oh, Super's gone off! Is he gonna... Oh, he's got to be careful about rejoining the track. And he runs straight across, doesn't run into anyone, but puts himself in the wall. So I imagine he's locked the rears or something coming down into that corner. And he's dropped a few positions down into 17th position. Out of 10th, so... Or 12th rather. Lap 11 of 42. Still got a long while in this race. And Refalo could yet pull some strategy smarts to try and find his way past Costello. Nick Goonan has retired from the race, so he's out of it. That's a good camera. Running along the ground, Paddy Donnelly. Front splitter. Oh, Nicholas Gregg has had it off. He is off the road down at that first chicane again. He's had a few problems down there throughout the race. And gets going again. 7th position for him. Paddy Donnelly in the wall in the background. Josh Hill making a pass as well on Nicholas Gregg. And now it's Costello, Mello and Refalo's back into the podium positions, just like that. Such a tricky sequence of corners, those ones, and it can catch out even the best drivers. So. Whoops, took a screenshot. Rainer Costello leads the race and he's coming up on Craig Laws here. And then, well, that's Jared Kelly. So a lapped car between him and Nick Mello, who's 6.7 seconds behind. Timperley is the first to blink in that WD-40 car. And here comes Nash Murdock as well. Very dark at the moment. This is Oates and Ricardo going toe-to-toe, and you can see Ricardo's got a lot of front bumper damage. Sorry, Oates rather. Racing tonight we have 26, I think. So, pretty good turnout. We didn't have to bump anyone, which is a positive. Oh, Justin Osie's locked the rears and tries to spin up the tyres, getting him going again. And around and off he goes. So, 18th position for him. And straight into the pit lane. Decides this is the best opportunity. And he's on the back foot after a mistake and comes into the pit lane. There'll be a lot of practice in entering that pit lane. It's so difficult to master, I imagine. Very slow. Murdock making a move on his teammate Ryan Snooks. That is for, well, they're out of position because Murdock is pitted, but there's Lee Childs streaming off into the pit lane in the back. Lap 15, so it looks like the two-stop is going to be the preferred option for a lot of drivers. We're going to go to Riley Smith here. Much luck. Nicholas Gregg is in the pit lane. He's 13th, 14th, dropping positions. And he had some problems earlier getting across that chicane. My frame rate is not doing very well at the moment. It's day transitioning into night. I have no idea why. Maybe the sun sets really early in Kiwi land. But Josh Hill up the inside of Riley Smith. So that is for 6th position on the road right now. There's got to be some corrected orders. If you want to be my strategy reporter and figure out what the hell everyone's doing, you can get in touch with me. We're putting together a big broadcast team for Bathurst. We're planning to. So if you're interested in doing a bit of commentary for us or something along those lines, then you can get into contact with me as well. Best way is over on Discord. As cars file through the pit lane, lap 18 of 42. The main leaders, apart from Nicholas Gregg, are yet to pit. So Costello, Mello and Refalo. We'll see if Mello... because his teammate just came in. So we'll see if they end up splitting the strategies here or not. Well, split strategy it is. Continues on. And currently sits in 2nd position and loving life up there right now. Max Spivey has had an off. That is down at the... Oh, that is an ugly way to come back on. But he does so with Craig Laws up behind him. That's down at the chicane. And now has to get past the lapped car. Bisaru is off and he's out of the race. There may have been a collision with Lachlan Setter there, because I can see him going very slowly around the outside as well. And Setter's a lapped car, which hasn't made it any better. Max Spivey into the pit lane. Still, the front runners seem to think they can go for one stop. Nicholas Gregg going to try something different because he pretty much has to. Perhaps the original plan was a one stop. If you want to be my pit reporter and find out if Nicholas Gregg's original plan was a one stop, then get in touch with me over Discord, because I need a commentary team. I'm really tired. Oh, Donnelly's made a big mistake and he's out into the wall, and that allows Callister, Williams, but not quite Walker to get past. But Jamie Walker is going to, well, he is now There he goes. Slides past into 8th position for him. And doing very well for himself. Nick Mello is first of the leaders to pit. We'll see how long his transit time is and we'll compare it to the other two. Pulls up for his marks and sounds like a tyre change, not much fuel to go in. Right now, 29.6 seconds to transit the entire lane. So write that down. We'll see if anyone else reacts to that. It is halfway through the race, so it is prime time for a one stop. Refalo in. Costello isn't. Slow for the marks. Just about. So this is Chris Refalo. We'll see where he ends up relative to Meredith. He's, sorry, to Mello. He's pit box is a little bit further down. Gets the drive and off he goes. 30.7. So around about a second and a half slower than Nick Mello, who's going to remain in front by 3.7 seconds. Now Donnelly and Super are up behind Refalo here. Chance for some big points for those two. Mello now looking up the inside of Walker. That's the teammate of the race leader. So we'll absolutely be doing everything he can to hold him up. Mello goes for the big dive at turn 8. Gets it done. Yep. Away he goes. 4th place. The stewards' reports are coming in thick and fast. God help us, please. We're waiting on Costello to pit, but while we do, we've got a 26 second lead. What's the pit's transit time? 30... Yeah, he'll probably end up in the lead. Meredith and Callister, by the way, are ahead of Mello and Walker. I can't remember if they've pitted or not. It's a bit all over the place at the moment. Oh, be careful, Nick. I thought he was going to spear into the back of Gus Super there. He did. He gave him a bit of a bump. I don't think he can take that position. Well, he does anyway, and we'll see what happens. Riley Smith on the back of Gus Super here. Now looking up the inside. Oh, doesn't quite make the move. Oh, Super's had a big slide on. And Smith down the inside. Side by side coming down into the second and third corner. And it's going to be Smith who wins that little battle. So Super's dropped 2 positions fairly quickly. One of them was clean, one of them wasn't. Let's say that much. Refalo only 5 tenths behind Walker, so finding himself in the wars a bit is Walker amongst all the faster ones. Mello and Refalo 4th and 6th with Costello still yet to pit. It's lap 25. Been going on for quite a while. Now Josh Hill is going to have a go. Well, it does look nice, doesn't it? And it's got really bright all of a sudden. I have no idea what's going on with these lighting levels, forgive me. Still waiting on Costello to pit. Super is trying to hold off Josh Hill. He needs to get on the inside and defend. Too late for that now because Joshua Hill's down the inside. And gets the move done, up into 9th position. Mello past Callister. Oh, that was side by side and nearly rubbing doors there. They get through. And Mello up into 3rd on the road. Gus Super pits. Has he pitted yet? Not sure. Don't think he has. Maybe that's probably why I was dropping all those positions, just because of the tyre wear. And Costello is somehow, he is extending his lead over Jack Meredith. What is going on here? Lachlan Setter is out of the race. Comes our latest retirement. There's been a fair few tonight, actually. Nicholas Gregg down the inside of Walker. And is the door left open for Riley Smith? It is almost. No, not quite. Yes, it is. There you go. Costello's been in and out of the pits. There you go. Oh, and Mello and Meredith are side by side. It's 1.4 seconds between Mello and Costello. I'm going to love saying that. Ouch, my tongue. So Mello past Meredith then. 2nd and 3rd they are. And there's a bit more swapping for positions further behind with Refalo, Callister, Smith. Has cut over the chicane, needs to get past, or give the place back to Scrake. He does. Eldon Dook's actually a lapped car, isn't he? Where is he? Wait, is he? Dundalk 23rd. Has he dropped a... Yeah, not sure. Weird. We'll watch Lee Childs on the back of... No, we won't. We watch Refalo on the back of Meredith because that's higher up. 4th and 3rd place, and it's only 1 second of the gap at the front. Costello is going to be on much fresher tyres though. Look, a 103.9 compared to a 104.1. As Refalo tries for a move down the inside of Jack Meredith, side by side, give each other a good amount of space, and the move is clean. Up into 3rd, lap 29 of 42. Just 13 to go now. No safety cars tonight. Dan G doesn't get paid. Murdock not having a great race. He's 16th and he's pitted again. So that's worth talking about. Now Walker is up for another battle with Joshua Hill this time. Oh, big curves to deal with going through those sweepers, and it's so easy to lose it on them. Even just a little bit completely ruins your momentum down this straight. Got to keep the car tucked in nice and tight through turn 1. Get right over to, as far as you can, to the right hand side for turn 2. As I go past Craig Laws there. Walker and Hill for 8th and 9th position. Hill potential for a move down the inside here. No, too far back. Oh, there's a car around. That's Jared Kelly. And he's going to stay out of the way and return to the track safely. Oh, be careful. So grab the escape road, grab the grass. And still manages to stay on the back of Walker. Now, got the exit. Coming out of turn number 4. Going to run down to the chicane. He's going to get past him. They are side by side. And it looks like, yes, he will. He doesn't run deep into here. Yep, all good. Josh Hill up into 8th position. Good move down into there. Now we'll go and watch Lee Childs on the inside of Aaron Timperley. And yeah, gets past him. There you are, 16th position. Walker drops a... Oh, he's in the pits. Okay, that's why. Riley Smith and Nicholas Gregg may be about to duke one out here as well. 5/10 of a second between those two. 11 laps to go in this race. 3.1 seconds at the front. It's not been as close as the last one, but it's still Costello, Mello, Refalo. Well, there's a project for it at least. Nicholas Gregg and Nick Mello kind of swap places for this one. Big group of cars ahead. Callister is up in 5th after all of that, with Meredith now vulnerable to him. Oh. Look at all those cars with Noah Dundalk in the middle of it all. And I don't know if he's racing for position. I don't think so. If he isn't, he needs to think about making way for Nicholas Gregg behind. Which he does. There you go. That's Callister and Gregg running side by side. Oh, they touch one another. And Riley Smith is going to take advantage of it and end up down the inside of them both. With Nicholas Gregg now has the advantage of the inside line. With Riley Smith takes 5th position, and then it's Gregg and Callister. Callister trying to ward off lap cars as well with Dan Liccardo there. So Meredith Smith, Gregg, Callister, 4th through 7th. With Costello, Mello and Refalo still in the top 3 right now. That was a mad little exchange. Oh, side by side again. So that's Greg on Callister, and they're bumping and rubbing and bumping and rubbing and bumping and rubbing. And again, and nearly off the road was Nicholas Greg, and another bump, and Callister is off the road, and he's careened into the side of Nicholas Greg, and they're both out. Josh Hill takes a position. Oh, Nicholas Greg needs to be careful about getting back on the track. Caldwell has gotten past him as well, up into 8th. And so those two were running side by side and just couldn't help themselves, really. They kept bumping. And it didn't really end well. Callister gets past the lapped car here. How on earth has Callister gotten up to 5th for the way? Oh, never mind. 6 seconds is the gap out in front. Costello really flexing those new tyres. It looks like he is on to take his maiden VRL win. Longest he's driven lead cars for continuously. The attention currently stands with this little battle here from about 5th place down. This is a good view. It's all a little bit off camber here. Fair amount of bumps. That was a big slide for Matt Caldwell. He's still there though. Now Josh Hill on the back of Jack Meredith. He's going to look for a move down at turn number 5. Has he got it? No, he's gone too deep. Pushed Meredith off the track. Meredith serves him another one. Hill goes well off, and Caldwell... well, they kind of had that coming, didn't they? Caldwell is now looking at Meredith with Greg trying to battle past Ricardo. Meredith and Caldwell side by side coming... Oh, Caldwell grabbed the grass, I think it was, and nearly lost it into the side of Meredith. Both hung on to it. Hill slides to the inside trying to avoid everything and hits the wall. These cars light astern. Meredith, Caldwell, Hill and Greg. What a brilliant little battle, as low quality as it is, let's be real. Greg misses the chicane again. He keeps doing that. It's got to be about the 4th time or something. But he'll rejoin the back of that train. Now Caldwell looking for a move on the outside of Jack Meredith, turn 9. This is turn 10 and 11. And potentially a chance of that first chicane. We'll go on board with him. Yeah, no, too far back with Josh Hill looming large in those mirrors as well. I am impressed they can follow one another so closely. I'll give them that. Jack Callister now streaking away like Riley Smith did. Greg and Hill side by side. You can see it in the mirrors there. As Nicholas Greg, he pushes, well, he moved across on Hill. And nearly across off the track. Hill now waits and he rejoins the circuit. So didn't rejoin it as smartly as Greg did, I suppose. Now Nicholas Greg up the inside of Matt Caldwell, side to side. Still nothing coming of it. Lap 39 of 42, so we're nearly at the end of this one. Costello is currently leading it. That's Rainer Costello, he's a new name. As Meredith got a little bit of a tap from Caldwell and can't hang on to it, and he spins around. And Nicholas Gregg has somehow ended up off the road out of all of that. Josh Hill up into 6th position. Caldwell drops a couple. And is he redressing that? No, he's not. Never mind. That's a big lock-up from Nicholas Gregg, and he skips the chicane once more. And he's a professional at going through those barriers there. Dane Liccardo is still holding his own in 16th, but he's really got to be careful he doesn't get in the way of anyone. So otherwise he's going to have a lot of abuse later on. This battle's calmed down a bit. So it seems Caldwell blowing up Meredith kind of. Conversely put the battle to rest. Lap 41 of 42, we're almost done here. So a lap and a half for Rainer Costello to go. As he whizzes down the back straight. 9.2 seconds ahead of Mello. And now kind of just needs to hold his own. Super behind. And ahead is, I see Ryan Snooks, there's another car, Aaron Timber. And they're racing for position, those two. Spivey and Murdock trading positions. And a little bit of a bump in that chicane. I'll watch Walker and Donnelly as well. Final lap of the race. As Rainer Costello leads it. Now this is Walker going down the inside on Paddy Donnelly. Over those bumps. Yeah, won't make the move. Not just yet. So this one could go down to the wire. Liccardo has found himself stuck in the tyre barrier. Oh dear. Well, he'll get points, so at least there's that. Here comes Costello now. He's on his debut. And he comes round the last few corners. Please ahead. And across the line. Jack Meredith, I can see what you're doing there. But comes across the line and will win the race. His first VRL win. Jack Meredith was slowing down there trying to not have to do another lap. Alas, he will. Nicholas Gregg has a slim chance to get past Josh Hill if he makes a mistake here. Which he doesn't. Dane Liccardo remains stuck in that wall, which is not ideal. Close margin between Walker and Donnelly at the line, 0.154 of a second. Must have been nearly side to side. Josh Hill comes across the line for a respectable 6th place. Nicholas Gregg in 7th, he won't be as happy. Matt Caldwell, Jack Meredith, Gus Super, Paddy Donnelly, then it's Jamie Walker, Nash Murdock, Max Spivey, Lee Childs, and then Williams, Timperley, Snooks, Oates, Laws, Liccardo, and Dundalk, and then we'll go and have a look at the retirements, because it's a fairly decent list. Jared Kelly was the other finisher. Lachlan Senna, Chris Visaru, Nick Goonan didn't finish the race. Cohen Turner apparently didn't even start it. Oh no, he did. What? Why is he... I don't know. Anyway, that is the end of that race. There's Costello. There is... sorry, there's Mello. There's Costello. Rubbing up against the wall. There's... you can see them all doing their best to use up every last bit of their tyres on the back straight here. Alright, so 2 weeks from now we are at Newcastle, and then after that it is Bathurst. So not long to go now in this championship series. Thanks very much for joining us tonight, and we will see you next weekend. We've got the HQ Holdens at Wakefield Park, and then of course the V8s in 2 weeks. So we'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye.